The Universal Law of Higher Will, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings. There is a voice inside of you that whispers all day long, I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise men can decide what's right for you or wrong for you, save the voice that speaks inside. S. Silverstein. The universal law of higher will can help us steer clear of snap decisions based on anger and hasty actions in response to fear. The law of higher will states that when we take the time to align with our highest self, which remembers our soul connection and our connection to source, we are more easily able to make authentic heartland choices. As it reminds us that our higher self has far more flexibility, insight, and inspiration to assist us when making our choices as to whether we will act from our authentic heartland self or our constructed shadowland self. For our higher self represents the totality of our soul essence and holds a full memory of our soul journey, making our higher will a far better counsel than our ego, which can only see limited options and distorted memories. Your constructed self or ego's job is to help you to fit in and stay safe, while your authentic self or soul's job is to help you stand out and fly. You're always choosing which aspect of yourself you'll listen to, be it your ego's voice or your spirit's voice. You're always choosing your way through this life. Your ego runs on Shadowland programs. Your ego makes its assessments based on what is missing or what is needed for conformity in reaction to outside pressures, influences, and human dynamics. Your spirit or higher self makes an assessment based on what is complementary to your soul growth for the highest good of all concerned and from an alignment with Source Solution. Your ego reacts. Your higher self responds. Inspired action comes from your spirit self, while defensive reaction comes from your ego self. Your ego administers endless conditions. Your spirit revels in the possibility of endless creative choices and freedoms. Your ego uses words like should, must, and have to, while your spirit uses words like what if, possibly, and could and able. Do you see the vibrational difference? Can you feel that difference in your body? If so, where? Why do we ask? Because that's your own personal signal when you're listening to your ego's demands and when you're following your higher self's wisdom. The law of higher will can help us remember where our true power to create effective change really resides, from our authentic personal truth in each present moment. One of the major factors that keeps we humans out of sync and alignment with intuitive information always being sent from source through our higher self is our shadowland programming and disempowered emotions, which is run by our ego's desire to conform to outside rules, not our spirit's whispers to follow the guidelines from within. So how do you tell the difference between your ego's voice and your spirit's voice? Well, your ego thinks things like, I'm a victim to outside forces. I live in scarcity. I have proof. Being accepted is everything. I don't like who I really am, so how could I like another? I don't believe in myself, and I'm afraid of failure. Whereas your spirit's voice says things like, I'm adaptable. I've got this. Ask and I shall receive. Being authentic is everything. I love how Source made me. Why wouldn't others? I believe in my ability to succeed, and I see failure as an opportunity to learn. Which guidance do you believe? For that will be the guidance that gets activated and blended with your creative juices. The best place to apply this spiritual law is when you're feeling torn between several choices or options, each with their own set of potential successes and unknown variables, especially when you're aware that your choice will affect another. Interestingly, it is in those moments of internal struggle that the guidance from our higher self can prove most beneficial and comfortable when processing energies created by our internal dialogue. To activate the connection, all you have to do is ask yourself, what would the best version of myself do right now? Then pay attention to the whispers that come. Your answers may come in the form of random thoughts, a feeling, a sensation, an image loaded with impressions and truth. It could come in the form of a song that starts to play in your head or on the radio, an article you read, a video or a show you're drawn to watch. Your higher self will even use other people to deliver its message to you in a way that gets your attention. You'll know the guidance is coming from your spirit and not your ego by the way your internal dialogue makes you feel. Ego guidance is limited, calculated, untrusting of others, and often assumes the worst outcome scenario. Your higher will, or soul guidance, is expansive, enthusiastic, considerate of others, comes from a place of love, not fear, fueling inspiration, insight, empowered, balanced choices. You choose which inner voice you will listen to, honor, and activate. Everything is energy. That's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality that you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. It's physics. Albert Einstein. There is a sacred energy always guiding you. When your internal dialogue creates a vibrational frequency that is in direct alignment with what the universe and your higher self have been trying to send you, synchronicity delivers to you all your heartland desires. Try this tip the next time you feel worried or stuck in your decision-making process. Find some quiet time, take a moment, and envision connecting with your higher self about 3 to 5 feet above your head. This is akin to placing a direct spiritual phone call with your highest self guidance system. Then ask your higher self to take the worry and transform it. Try something like this. I release this worry to my highest self and ask you to transmute the pain, relieve the confusion, reveal new truth, inspire new alternatives in alignment with how my best self and source would like me to proceed. Then release the worry and go do something that you enjoy. Staying aware of your internal dialogue long enough to give consideration to new thoughts, ideas, visions, and feelings that come up as a result of your request. In this way, you can more easily diffuse any worry, fear, or frustration that may occur as you practice authentic alignment in order to receive higher self-guidance, creating success naturally and in a way that feels in alignment with who you really are. For the truth of the matter is you're a spiritual being having a human experience, here to learn through trial and error the benefits and downfalls of honoring your light and your unique brand of awesome. This is the time in your ascension when unwanted patterns are in need of release so that more authentic reflections of your soul song can be revealed, embraced, and then shared with the world. And from our current perspective, all we can say is not only have you surpassed your goals and ours, you, dear Earth Star Angels, have set a new standard in this universe and others. We thank you for joining us today for our examination of the universal law of higher will. We hope you'll join us next time when we examine the law of perfection. Until then, on behalf of the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, I am Chimera. Namaste and shine on. If you have enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to stay posted on our latest message. Check out more of our offerings on YouTube or go to whatcomesnextforyou.com to sign up for your own personal galactic guidance session. Whatcomesnextforyou.com. What's in your future?